Hello, my name is Aaron Armstrong. I'm an assistant professor of industrial engineering at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. I'm out here today with the World Bike Project. This is a senior design project that's been ongoing for 3 years now. We're entering our 4th year. Joining me are Nate Miller, one of our students from this year's project, as well as Elizabeth Schmidt, another student who was on the team. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about what we're doing and show you what we've made. The point of this project is to help people in developing nations meet their transportation needs in a way that's sustainable and that they can support themselves with. So what we're trying to do is design a human-powered vehicle that they can use not only where they're at to move food and water, as well as people who are disabled, but also to something that they can make themselves, something that will provide jobs and a way of supporting themselves also. In many parts of the world, transportation is a major issue. In parts of sub-Saharan Africa, the average rural woman spends 70 minutes a day moving water on her head. If we can find a better solution for this, we can help those people as well, especially as disabled people or people who are unable to get to medical care. So this is something very important to us. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we're not just giving them a fish, so to speak, and providing, dropping in some form of transportation. What we're trying to do is teach them to fish and allow them to make them themselves. I'll take you through a few of our recent prototypes here. This was our first one. Where most projects go from simple to complex, we've been going from complex to simple. This is a mid-steer recumbent tricycle. It's welded steel. It's made with recycled bicycle parts. We just wanted to get the concept down. It works very well. It can haul 250 pounds of load plus another 250 pounds of rider. The seat can be moved way back and way forward. I've even had my 6-year-old son go through the same obstacle course I could go through with it, and did just fine. So it's very versatile. It could support a number of people. We then moved on to more of a tube frame model. This is something that we think will eventually be made with bamboo. So we've been using electrical conduit as a proxy for that. It's just a little easier and cheaper to work with. This one's quite simple. We can sit in it, move around. You can sit inside it. You can sit on it here. You can sit there. It's almost like an elephant in terms of the positions there. It can hold a surprising amount of weight, very practical to use. I find my children often, when I tell them to go move something, they go and get this and use it. We also had a more sophisticated model here. This is a aluminum leaning trike. Certainly not something that can be made sustainably in a developing nation without major levels of infrastructure, but we wanted to see if we designed something in bamboo that leaned, how it would work. This was a very interesting part of the project. We're still trying to preserve elements of it, but it's something that of course we couldn't make directly. This is our latest version. This is what Nate and Elizabeth were working on this year. This is a tube frame model that we think could be made almost directly from bamboo. It's a direct drive. You'll see that's actually a unicycle wheel that the rider would pedal. The rider, as well as any weight, would be suspended in some form of hammock. We think this could be made of bamboo. The main issue we found, though, in the cost of these vehicles, to keep it cheap enough for people in developing nations to afford, is the wheels. So we've actually started experimenting with concrete as a material for the tire and wheel. And it's very non-traditional, but we found that by mixing in grains and certain types of organic material, we can lighten the concrete while still preserving its strength. They don't last forever, but that's all right because they can make them. They're very inexpensive, and concrete is a capability of most of these the nations we're looking at. So these are our prototypes now. We're trying to move over into more of a bamboo type construction using indigenous materials in these areas, and eventually what our goal is to design the bicycle, but also have the capability of designing the fixtures and the material, load it into a shipping container, ship it over to one of these countries, truck it to a rural area, set the shipping container down, cut doors and windows into the shipping container, and have it be the factory. My hope is to get students over there to help train the workers and set that up and get a supply chain going to really support and teach them to fish.